When I'm working in Procreate and I am creating a digital illustration, I have the tools here that allow me to change what I have initially painted, and I can adjust the hue and the saturation of the painting. So instead of going back in through and starting to repaint over like these blue areas that or the teal areas that I don't like, or the purple, what I can do is go back to this adjustments tab and click on hue and saturation, and also brightness. So click on that tab, and what you'll see in the bottom now is these three sliders. One is for hue, one is for saturation, and one is for brightness. So if you want to make some quick little tweaks to your illustration, use the hue, saturation, and brightness tab to pull up these sliders. So let's take a look at what these sliders do. So my hue right now is just kind of, it's set in the center, and you'll find out that if you just drag to the left, you'll see some interesting color, some interesting hue changes here, some shifts to your original illustration. So that's to the left, and here we go to the right. So as you can see from the center, this is kind of like where my original painting is, and then if I shift it ever so slightly, it's getting a little more green, a little more olive, and then definitely going toward brown as I shift over to the right, to the left of the hue slider. And then if I'm going opposite direction, you can see how it's getting more cool, purples, reds. It's pretty cool just to play with that. Now, saturation has to do with how much of that intensity of color that you're seeing. So right now it's set at the center, and if we just drag it over the slider to the left, we're just going to see that start to eventually get really, really pale. If I go far enough, it'll go to grayscale. Now, conversely, if we go the opposite direction, and you guessed it, it's just going to get even more saturated. And it'll reach a point to where you can only go so far with that. So you have the ability to adjust how much saturation you want in the painting. Then of course the brightness, if I really wanted to just take, from the highlights all the way down, I can just make this super, super low key. Although the highlights are hanging in there. But again, you can totally blow it out as well by going to the right. If you go far enough, will completely disappear. So that is your hue, saturation, and brightness controls in Procreate.